Welcome to the Positively Star Wars Senate podcast. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi. May the Force be with you.
Looky, Senator. Decent Jedi arriving.
Let's make this our best show ever!
I will sign no treaty, Senator.
I am the Senate.
This is the way.
Hello, Star Wars fans, and welcome to Positive Star Wars Chat, because this is the Positively Star Wars Senate podcast, coming to you by the power of the Force and a little help from Microsoft. This is episode number 83, as recorded on the 12th of April 2026. But before we get going, it's a quick word from our sponsors of this episode.
Listen to the electronic power of a giant-sized Jedi. Control a Jedi Master. Or the evil Darth Maul. At last, we will have revenge. You haven't experienced Star Wars until you've experienced the electronic Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul, each sold separately.
Thank you to our sponsors, helping us pay our ever-inflating D+ subscriptions, which we could probably talk about for a good half an hour if we wanted to, but we won't. I will just say that I am thanks to Sky, who are now incorporating the basic level of Disney Plus in their subscription. So I don't have to pay separately for it from now on. So thank you very much to Sky. Thank you very much to Sky TV over here in the UK. So my name is Stephen, the only British member of the crew benefiting from the Sky Plus subscription. Yes, I'm in England, and the rest of my motley crew is across the great big pond of water, which is not quite as far enough away from America as we would like it to be right now. And we have in teams order Ryan.
Hello there.
Oh, I'm going to slightly turn it around. Ricky.
Hello.
And Ron.
Greetings and salutations, fellow senators, Chancellor.
The three R's.
The three R's, as we like to call it. Yes. So, well, one day we'll get around to our annual quiz episode, but unfortunately that's been postponed again. We was going to do it this month. We was going to do it last month, the month before. Like I said, it's not happened yet. So hopefully soon.
No quizzing? No quizzing. All right. I have to put my cheat sheet. Put my cheat sheets away. Yeah, we'll do it for no quizzing today.
And honestly, I was really hoping for the quiz because I'm going to there's a pretzel place near me. Technically it's a brewery, but I don't go to breweries. But they're having a Star Wars quiz night on like May 6th or something like that, or May 2nd, one of the two. So I was hoping to get a little scrub and practice in. So we might have to squeeze another podcast in before then. Because I've been
you can do like one question, Stephen, and we can answer at the end like we used to.
Those Star Wars trivia nights are those Star Wars trivia night things events are always fun, Ryan. Have fun.
I'll tell you what, in the next 5 or 10 minutes where you guys are talking around the table and stuff, I will come up with a couple of quick questions about Maul. So that's a topic of the month at the moment. Right, so as I just said, we're going to go around the table and we're going to see what he's been up to in the land of Star Wars. Star Wars only since we last chatted here, which is probably about a month ago, can't remember. So we will start with Ryan.
Oh, me. Okay, so I guess it's been a while, so I'll tag some other stuff in there. Did you guys happen to read the Jar Jar issue 1 shot?
No.
Not even you, Ricky?
No, I haven't been to the comic shop in a while.
I acquired it to read it.
I had no idea such a thing existed.
Yeah, they got there's a one-shot comic. It was a crossover with Keller and Beck and Jar Jar Binks, and it was really good. Just I don't have it here in front of me. I didn't read it before the call. Maybe something we could touch on another time, but I really enjoyed it. Like it's probably about 2 months old now, a month old, but still, I always been wanting to bring that up. That if you can find that Jar Jar issue 1, it was pretty fun to read. Like I said, and I'm not even the biggest Jar Jar fan, but it was just a good story. I just remember being really excited about it.
I'm a bit out of the loop. A one shot is it's that one comic. It's not a series. It's not multiples or anything. It's just that one book or that one comic containing the whole story. Is that
Yep,
what a one shot
that's
is?
it.
Okay.
Just in and out type of thing.
All right. Cool.
And then also
Jar Jar was featured prominently on the cover.
Yeah, and honestly, I was able to find. I had to go to 3 different comic stores in Ohio before I found the one I was looking for because I wanted a specific cover. See if I have it here. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. But there's just like the regular cover, and I wanted the variant edition that has both Keller and Beck and Jar Jar because all of them just had Jar Jar, and I'm like, nah, I'm here for Keller and Beck. So,
all right, cool.
It took me like 3 different ones before I found the one I was looking for. So, how do you even post in chat? Yeah, this one. So I gotta say that one was really fun.
Cool.
So if people find that thing, definitely check it out. The other thing is, see, I got a note here. Oh, did you guys know that? Did you see that like Muppets came to? What is it? The Muppets had their special again on Disney Plus. Did anybody watch that?
God, not the Muppets, please.
Well, don't be.
Sorry, I've got to be positive. I've got to be positive about Star Wars. I don't have to be positive about the Muppets. Can't stand them. Sorry, go on.
Really, you can't stand the Muppets?
He has a fear of Muppets.
Limited degree.
He's afraid of them.
Yeah, I'm not a bit scared.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he's Muppet
well,
phobia.
anyway, they had just like a one-shot special. So I was like, you know what? I feel like going back through and watching some of the old Muppets. And then I found they had a Star Wars episode where not Mark Hamill. Well, I guess Mark Hamill did appear as a special guest, but so did Luke Skywalker. So, but yeah, so it had obviously the droids because they were everything then. So,
Mark
but I
Hamill
watched like the
and Luke
19
Skywalker.
Yeah, as 2 separate characters. So
What, at the same time?
and it was like, they weren't. I'll say they weren't on screen at the same time.
Oh right, all right, okay.
They were in and out. So, but yeah, it was like the 70s version. So maybe it was early 80s. But yeah, no, it was definitely late 70s. So, but yeah, I just want to say I watched that, and it was fun just to see Star Wars, like the Star Wars media going around back then, just silly and goofy like type of thing. And it was.
Do you see? Tell you one that keeps coming up in my Facebook Reels feed is the Donny Osmond one. Is it?
Yeah.
Donny Osmond's one. That is terrible. It's terrible. But,
yeah, it's awful.
It's got Donny
have you seen
Osmond in
that?
it.
I didn't watch them all.
I'll find it in a minute. We'll watch it.
Is it Donny Osmond on the Muppet Show? Right?
No, it wasn't on the Muppet Show.
No,
It's a separate one.
Oh,
Star
the
Wars was
Donny-
on his show. It was on the
Oh,
Osmond
yeah.
show or something, wasn't it?
The Donny and Marie Show where it had the whole Star Wars musical stuff going on.
Yeah, because somebody wrote a good comment. Somebody made a comment about Luke and Leia being brother and sister and being involved, and then somebody said, I guess Donnie and Marie watched Star Wars or something like that. I don't know.
Jeez. Oof.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
So
I've seen parts of that. Remember that Disturbance of the Force special that came out? That was based on that book. It's like a documentary. It starts off showing clips of that Donnie and Marie thing. So it's basically saying it's not the holiday special wasn't as bad as the Donnie and Marie thing.
Oh my God, it's 13 minutes worth of it online here. Apparently,
it seemed pretty
Donnie
bad.
and Marie show Star Wars special from 1977. Tell you what, we should do a little watch along with that. Seeing we've been got a lot on, but anyhow, go on, keep going for now. We'll come back to it.
Yeah, Ryan, I saw that. That's one of the Muppet episodes I've actually seen. Was that one? Was the Mark Hamill one?
So I just went back through and I was like, you know what? I feel like watching some. I had no idea it even existed. I just kept scrolling through looking for ones that might pop out because obviously there's some of actors that I just don't even know. So when I was like Star Wars, I think it was straight up just called Star Wars, and I was like, okay. So R2D2 and all them appeared on. So that was just neat to watch something. With the
your
Muppets
outfit.
in it.
Who's your tailor? I kept saying that to him the whole time.
But see, other than that, I guess I don't know if I mentioned it on the pod. I know I mentioned it in the group, but I tried to have a Star Wars. So in my local comic shop, I finally posted a learn to play Star Wars Unlimited, and I had 6 people sign up. So I bought like pizza and stuff like that, so people can just sit there while I explain the card game. And I had a bunch of extra tokens that I was gonna just give out, and then everybody blew me off. So 6 people signed up, nobody showed up on the night, type of thing. So I had like a bunch of pizza I had to toss out, and like all these tokens. Like I had literally a tote full of things to like learn. I brought all my cards in the tote, so I brought all the cards. I brought a bunch of tokens to give out for everyone that showed up. I brought all my starter decks just so people can practice playing with pre-built decks. And then everybody ignored it. So if you sign up for something, people just, intend to go. So that was kind of a bummer that I couldn't even get one person out of 6 to show up. So that was a bummer. That was a downer as far as that part. But, other than that, keep up with the Star Warsing, watch Shadow Lord from Maul, which we'll touch on. And I did finally, back in Christmas, I bought Star Wars Outlaws for PS5 because I saw the price of RAM was going to go up. So I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to buy a PS5, it's got to be now. When it was $100 off for like $400. So I bought a PS5 for Christmas, bought a bunch of Star Wars games. First one I played was Jedi Outlaws with Star Wars Outlaws. And it was amazing. And I went all the way through and I beat that. And I think later on the episode, if we're able to finish through, then maybe some of us have played it or watched it. We'll go through that. But giant kudos to that game. Every new person I see play it says it doesn't deserve the hate. And they're 100% right. We all know why I got the hate. But fantastic game. So I did beat that and all the DLC. I didn't 100% it, but I did beat it because I wanted to switch over to other games. So I quickly beat it. Shouldn't say quickly. I crossed about 140 hours. So that was fun. I did play and beat that during a time apart. So, and I just started Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the second game with Cal Kestis because I skipped the first one. And honestly, I'm happy I did. By the comparisons that I'm seeing, everyone's saying, man, there's so many great improvements. So I can't imagine going backwards. And I really enjoyed it. I watched it. It and I read the 1.5 book. Same. So I get the gist of it. So
that's how you meet all your friends in the game, right?
I'll meet them again in the second game. So I met him on video. That's fine by me. So, but I knew all the spoilers of it, so I'm just like, whatever. But yeah, I just started that, and I'm 19 hours in after a week. So, so mainly for me, it's Star Wars cards and Star Wars video games. So those have been really fun lately.
And your blockies.
Oh yeah, I did forget. I bought a blocky, and if other people don't know what it is, it's just a model, really. But they do action figures, so it's like Gundams, but it's like an easier version, and you build. Most of it is like superheroes. Maybe that's just mostly the ones I noticed, but they have Transformers, they have like Iron Man, Spider-Man, all this other stuff, and it's just literally a model kit where you assemble everything piece by piece. And my kid likes Legos, but he stopped playing with Legos earlier, like last year. He's gotten more into action figures, but now he's discovered these and he's building a bunch of action figures. And the great thing is, it's only $15. Yeah. So, with action figures I paid $35 for my Khmer Stranger Star Wars Black Series figure. So I paid like $30 for that. So these $15, you assemble your own, and they seem relatively neat. And now they just have a Star Wars now. So they have Vader and they have a Stormtrooper, but I didn't want to get them both. So I just got Vader. And so I built him and I modeled him because the only other Black Series that I have is the misspelled Luke Skywalker, because they spelled Luke Skywalker with 2 W's, which, you're $1 million billion corporation building toys, Hasbro, and you can't even spell Skywalker right. Like Hasbro, like Star Wars is what Hasbro on the map, and they spell Skywalker wrong. Like, it's so infuriating. So that's like the only one I owned. So, and it was still in a box. So I cut it open because I built the Vader, and he's bigger than Luke. And I have model, like stands where you can lift him up off the air. So I have like Vader holding his hand out, choking Luke, and I have that little Luke figure. I shouldn't say little, it's 5 inches. And it like Luke floating up off the ground, choking. So I did make a little stand for that, and that was really fun. So yeah, the little blocky that you see.
I was wondering if the other one was a blocky or not, because you said you already had that one. I'm like, I thought you bought only the Vader. Okay, so that was a Hasbro.
No, it's no, that was the Hasbro Luke Skywalker number 100 Black Series figure.
That's funny.
And that's it for me.
Okie dokie. No, I was just finding the Osman version of that. It looks like the holiday special on steroids.
Yeah, it really
Okay.
is kind of in that era.
Right, Ricky.
Hello. Yeah, I've been. I also completed Star Wars Outlaws. I mean, I've been playing it since it came out. But I kind of took a little break from it for a while because my video gaming time is limited. But since Ryan started playing, I'm like, well, I better continue it because I don't want him to get ahead of me. So then I was trying to beat it, but then he beat it before I did. So, but then I completely I completely finished it now and did all the DLCs, which were fun. So like, yeah, that was. Hopefully, we can get some time to chat about that game because it was. I think that might be like one of my favorite Star Wars games. I did love Jedi Survivor also. That's also one of my favorites. But yeah, I really loved Outlaws, and I'm still continuing playing. I'm trying to get 100% on all the treasures and everything. So that's been pretty fun.
And
I
Outlaws.
did. Yeah, and Outlaws. 'Cause I like doing that stuff
Yeah,
because that's when I used to play the Arkham games. Like for Batman, I like collecting all the stupid things and like GTA too. San Andreas, I completed that 100%, finding all the hidden things. So,
yeah.
um,
I
I like
think
that.
Batman Arkham City is maybe the only game I ever 100% it because I love the
Mm,
Batman games.
yeah,
So I didn't 100% Arkham Knight, but I did do Arkham City.
yeah, I
Um,
did the Asylum 100%. I think that's the only one. I think that's the one I had for 360 at the time. But yeah, that was fun. I loved the Outlaws. It was great. And then also, what did I do? Oh, my nephew that I got into Star Wars Unlimited, he had a birthday last month, so I was kind of waiting for, was it last month or this month? Last month. Um, no, this month. So I was waiting for the new set to come out, so I can get him some of those cards, the Lawless Time. So yeah, I was trying to hook him up with the pre-release set, but they had sold out by the time I went to go grab them. Sometimes they had like one or two extra after they did their pre-release event. But yeah, I ended up hooking him up with the Jabba pre-built deck and some cards, and then I got him some of the acrylic tokens. So that was fun. And then when I went to that shop,
nice.
they were doing I went to a couple of different shops looking for stuff, and man, I was so like annoyed by some of the crappy local ones that I have here because they're like, oh, it didn't go anywhere after launch, so we stopped continuing things. So we stopped buying product. I'm like, you guys are such liars. You weren't on the website, like showing like an
Yeah,
official place. So they didn't want to pay for or however they hook up with Asmodee or whatever. Like, it's like such liars. Like they did not carry anything. And then I even went in there when, the last set came out, the Secrets of Power, and they had tons of stock there, and I bought cards, so they're full of crap that they didn't like. Oh, we stopped buying it after the first. Well, like, no, you did not.
yeah. It's so funny when you try to catch those people on a lie. Look,
Yeah, and then I went to another shop. They're like, "Oh yeah, it stopped selling. No one's playing that game." I'm like, "You guys are full of crap." I'm like, "Why is there like such Star Wars haters?" I'm like, "Here, there's I don't know. It was just I was just annoyed. I'm like, you know what? I'm not spending my money ever at these shops." So I ended up going to Gamers Guild, which is like a big one that's kind of far from my house, but it's worth the trip going. They always have stock and they have all the new cards. And then like yeah, even like I when I went, the guy was like, I didn't see any of the pre-build decks because my nephew does like those because he's still trying to learn how to build a deck. Um, so yeah, then I saw he's like, oh wait, hold on, let me go grab the. I think I need to restock the what are they called? I don't what are they called? They're not called pre-built decks. What are they called? Whatever they're called. But yeah,
hot
he went
light.
and grabbed the yeah. So he went and grabbed them and restocked them. Like yeah, see, like they're selling here because he had to restock them. You know, like and there was tons of Star Wars fans when I walked in there, by the way, because they were doing Shatterpoint and what's the other one? Legion. So basically, the whole half of the shot, it's a really big like facility, and half of it was just filled with these really awesome setups for Star Wars Shatterpoint and for Legion, and they were like kind of showing people how to play. I didn't really have time to sit there and do it, but I was wearing my Star Wars shirt walking around, and everybody was assuming that I was a Shatterpoint player. But man, those things look so awesome. Like they had like this one, I saw this one table, and it looked like there was like a battle that had happened. Because like the little houses sets. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Shatterpoint. I guess it's like you build like the sets for Star Wars, and you have the little figures, and you roll dice, I guess, and then you can do different things and get points.
Yeah, it's
But
a
yeah,
full size tabletop play game.
yeah, it's like it's not. Is it like an RPG or is it more of a just a strategic? dice kind of thing.
I don't know if it'd be considered an RPG because to me, an RPG has to I guess, build up your character, and this is more like a big army. So,
yeah, that's true.
Again, I don't play a lot of big tabletops like that because it'd be along the lines of Warhammer type of thing.
Yeah, it basically looked like the yeah, but that one setup was really cool. It was like a green field, and it had like some buildings, but it had like the way that these figures that this guy had, they were like or vehicles. It looked like the I mean, I'm sorry, not AT. Well, yeah, there was AT-82. But like TIE fighters were like crashed into the ground, so it's like half of the fin was like sticking out of the ground, and it looked like just planes that just like crashed into it. It looked so awesome. I'm like, dude, I would totally want to just have this set up because it looks so neat. And it had the figures and everything. Yeah, the people paint their stuff really cool. It was really neat, like just to walk around. And I was like, wow, there's like so many, Star Wars fans playing this game that I don't play. Like that's just awesome. That there's I mean, so yeah, that made me feel a little better after going to those other shops previously and them not like, oh, like there's nobody that likes the Star Wars stuff. Like, yeah, you guys are dumb. Like, yeah, that it was totally like, yeah, so I hooked them up with some unlimited stuff, so that was fun. But yeah, those I think that's pretty much been it. Yeah, that and I was been rewatching leading up to Shadow Lord, I was rewatching everything that Maul had been in. So I went through some of the I went through episode 1 and some of the Clone Wars episodes leading up into Shadow Lord. So yeah, but it's been
yeah, watch the finale. I think all I did was watch the finale of Clone Wars to lead up to it.
Yeah, we rewatched the because my wife hadn't watched him in a while either when he got resurrected by Mother Talzin and all that stuff. So that was fun to rewatch because it had been a minute. But yeah, that's pretty much been it. I haven't really gotten anything other than that. I did pick myself up some of the cards, so I gotta open some packs today. So that should be fun. So, but yeah, that's pretty much been it.
Okie dokie. Right on. Okay. So it's time, last but least, for Ron.
Yep, my bit of Star Warsing will follow suit with everyone there as well. One thing I did remember there, think about Lego back Christmas time or whatever had done a gingerbread AT-AT, gingerbread AT-AT set, theme set or whatever. And I don't think it was available in stores. It was a Lego online or Lego. It was available in Lego stores, not available in like Target or Walmart or the traditional type of stores. Anyway, it had sold through, and I do remember sort of placing an order for when it became available again, so it wasn't paying the scalper prices, and that showed up, well past the holiday season, but still, that showed up. So that was a fun little surprise of, oh yeah, I forgot I ordered that. It was a little smaller than I thought it was to be, but still a neat addition to the Star Wars collection, the Legos collection. I too had done a rewatch in preparation for Maul. Sort of found the Maul related episodes of Clone Wars, Rebels, and everything, and just sort of watched all those multiple times when they happened. But it was kind of fun to go back and see them. I ended up sort of sticking around for the last season or the bonus season of Clone Wars when Clone Wars ends with Ahsoka and everything. And man, that is just some gripping Star Wars story that goes on there. Kind of forgot how impactful all that was and how close the timeline was to just a simple conversation or a couple of other words might have the trajectory of the galaxy could have been so much different if a couple of just some other conversations, if Mace Windu wasn't such a I won't say it here or whatever, because he was just like that's enough citizen to Ahsoka kind of thing. So that rewatch was fun. Doing that, I ended up also rewatching Mandalorian. Started down to go through that, just to have that sort of freshen up as Mandu and Grogu. I'm in the middle of that somewhere. I think I got to the Book of Boba Fett. Need to get back into that. That's a fun rewatch. It's the Mandalorian. It is what it is. One unique thing. Good old Facebook marketplaces, scrolling through, knows what I like. It's an algorithm, feeds you stuff or whatever. And an odd thing came up on Facebook Marketplace. It was the box for the Lego Millennium Falcon, the Ultimate Collector Series, the huge Millennium Falcon, right? The big giant thing. I don't know how many pieces it is or whatever, but it was just the empty box, and they were trying to sell that. And I put up a simple little, I wasn't paying their asking price. I put up an offer. It's just like, hey, I'll do this if you're willing to go that route. And Hadn't heard back from them, but I was in the area where the pickup was. I'm like, hey, I happen to be passing through. That offer still stands, and they got back to me and said, sure. So then I mentioned somewhere or whatever that I was going to use it or let my nephew have it or whatever as storage. My nephew or me, I'm not sure who's going to have it, but just as a storage. And they're like, oh, well, then just go ahead and take it. So they let me ended up having the Millennium. It's a huge box. I had to get some pictures. The artwork on it is gorgeous, and it's it'll make for a nice storage box of something Star Warsy in the collection of some sort or whatever. But yeah, they must. I don't know. They didn't say anything about having it or anything like that, but it wasn't there wasn't any instructions inside either. I was hoping the instruction sheet might be in there as something rattled around as I picked it up off the porch, but it was just the other boxes that it comes in, the way that set's built in multiple boxes, multiple bags, and I'm sure it takes forever to build that thing. So that was kind of
That's
fun.
really
That was
weird,
cool.
but I'm not surprised. It's really weird.
It's hard to throw away. I get it. I was, it would be
Yeah.
hard to throw away. I'm sure it felt like the husband and wife sort of was like, he's like, get rid of it, and she's like, no, let me try to sell it on Facebook, and
some nerd's gonna want this.
yeah, somebody's gonna want it. Don't just throw it away.
Is it a big
one's
box?
gonna want that. It's huge,
Is
man.
huge?
It is. I do not know how to describe. I don't even have an ottoman size. I don't even have
Can you fit your
a
cell barge
frame
in
of
it?
reference. Huh?
Can you fit your cell barge in it?
Oh no, the sail barge box is probably twice as twice as big.
We haven't had an update in a while. How's that going?
Yeah. Get with that one in. It's still where it was the last time. Steven chastised me about that, unfortunately. So yeah, outside of that, not a whole lot. Haven't been in the stores to see much of anything. There's not much going on. I suspect there'll be a bit of a push with the Mando Grogu movie that's coming in some point of time, but that'd be it for me. And then I got the Maul rewatch. I didn't rewatch it, but got the Maul series in, and be excited to talk about that. It was fun to finally have some new Star Wars on the big screen, if you will, to have some new Star Wars story being told to us. So yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about it.
Okie dokie. Very good, very good, very good. Right, well, before we get into more, I have got, let's see, whilst we're not exactly short on time, get my thingy up here.
Is it more Mr.
correct.
Bean? Because I missed that.
Yeah, can we have some Mr. Bean? No, it's, here we go. Donnie and Marie Osmond, Star Wars Special, 1977. What year was the holiday special?
70. Was it 77 or was it 78? Was it the same year?
See, I thought it was 77.
I don't remember it all, but
Christmas of that year?
Yeah, I kind of think it was 77 too, because it comes out in May, so it's running all summer. They need something to capitalize on it or whatever, and did they produce it in
78.
time?
The internet says November 17th, 1978.
78.
Oh, so a whole year.
So this came first. Right, so actually this is not the holiday special on steroids. The holiday special is this on steroids, I suppose.
Or watered down.
I'm not sure how long we're going to be able to stomach this, but anyhow, let's play a bit of Donnie Marie's Star Wars special.
Hi.
Okay.
Oh,
It's already bad. And it's just showing Donnie Marie.
Is this like just their own TV show or something? that
Yeah,
they're
they
doing?
had a
Yes.
variety show. Everybody had their own variety show back then.
Well, I know what this bit is. We have to. Okay, there's not a bit of an intro before they get to the Star Wars bit. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Let's skip that crap.
Chewbacca, Darth Vader, and our own Ice Angel.
It's not the whole show, so Star Wars must be just a bit like this. Let's try and get the Star Wars bit there. There we go.
That's what passed for entertainment back then. Right? Hey, that's the same shot from the...
So when did this one release?
A long time ago, in
77.
a galaxy
Yeah, the
far,
same year.
far
Oh,
away,
jeez.
They were trying to
there
capitalize
was an
on...
evil force that
Not even
worked to
straight,
destroy
the crew.
values by which decent people lived. Values like patriotism, cleanliness, thrift, and good dental
Patriotism, cleanliness, thrift,
hygiene. Did the evil
good dental
force win the
hygiene.
battle?
What? What
That's
is
for
this?
us to know and you to find out.
Yeah. It's obviously hilarious because people laugh.
No mention of incest.
There's Luke Skywalker, aka Donnie Osmond, I presume.
just want to warn you, Ryan. There's a lot of like looking around.
Is that Turi as Leia?
How much of you with this are we watching? On a podcast? I don't hear it no more.
Here anymore, you be psyched. They're singing now.
There it goes.
Imagine being a kid, you're like,
Oh, wait till the
I would
wait
still
till
be
the
watching
Stormtroopers
this.
come out. That's the bit I keep seeing on Facebook.
Yeah.
Hoping they come out soon.
As kids, though, we ate it up. It was something Star Warsy. It was on TV, and they were Star Wars looking, Star Wars adjacent. So it was like, oh, this is something, and we.
Oh, I'll be watching
Watched
it.
it and
Back in
played with our
77.
Star
I'm
Wars
sure I would
figures.
have been, yeah.
Actually,
Oh,
if it released in
right, I saw that,
'77, we didn't play with our Star Wars figures. We didn't have them yet.
We didn't have it. I'm making them out of clay or something.
Right, here we go.
Yeah, we were excited
Hold
to.
on. Let's see
We were
if
excited
go
to see the
on D2.
droids for sure because they were legit.
Oh, you made it!
Certainly not. That would never work.
Oh, I wish Obi-Ben Okie were here.
Yeah, that's what to do.
I'll tell you what to do.
Hey,
Why don't you
Red
look
Fox.
over there? It's your
Here, how's
chance to
that?
escape.
Red Fox. Now for the sun.
Oh, look over there. It's our chance for escape.
I knew I heard it
Stop us.
somewhere.
Hey, taxi! Pardon me, sir. He says that's not a taxi, it's a spaceship. But that's exactly what we need.
That just actually does sound like Anthony Daniels. Probably is.
Oh, there's somebody in the cardboard box. It's Han Solo. Like,
Excuse me, sir.
It is Chris
What
Christopherson.
can I do for you?
Perhaps you two can explain.
Star-studded episode. Oh, Jesus.
oh, I started singing again. Oh my giddy. I'm not sure. I just
Christopherson was a singer also.
Where's the one with a bit? Where's Chewbacca comes on? There? Where's the Stormtroopers? I want the Stormtroopers.
I got Anthony Daniels, but they couldn't get R2D2's voice.
Darth Vader's there with some, comes on with some general later. Oh, there's the Stormtroopers. Here we go. Let's cut the Stormtroopers. It's terrible.
This is gonna be
So
like
good.
the dumbest thing to get copyrighted.
Planet.
The
landing part was
perfect.
I knew we should have taken
Here
a
we
cab.
go.
Yeah, I don't know if we can play music without getting hit with a copyright strike.
No, it's not really. Hey, that's the Temptation song.
They're going to be happy that this is getting replayed. Not
Yeah.
upset. It doesn't get replayed very much. Wow, this is some kind of BAD.
The full gang here now. Chewie, C-3PO, R2, Luke, Han. Stormtroopers dancing around, some strange people in red costumes as well.
Looking around. So I'm assuming this was authorized by Lucasfilm, right? Like, they actually got.
Well, yeah, obviously, they also didn't want to be in it. So,
It might even been a thing where, like,
oh, the General's coming on.
Don't you
and,
get away! Don't
what's
you know
that
you'll
one guy?
never
Darth Vader.
escape from the farce?
That's the Force.
Oh, don't bother me with grammar at a time like this.
hey, Spaceball ripped this off.
Get your big ape hands off me!
You'll never capture me, and I vow by the power of my Force, I shall return.
I don't remember Darth Vader.
The Force can't touch me. I come from a distant planet.
Yeah, well, that's the
10
bit
million
just
light years away.
Do we really need to see any
Your big
more?
dummy
There's some more,
shot at the
some more,
lights with-
oh, so there's some more Stormtroopers dancing a bit later. Never quite beat seeing Stormtroopers dancing.
Or the weekend videos. Now there's your thing.
Can you imagine trying to find your luggage on this trip here?
There's more of it. If we can come up and we're going to make this. Who the hell's that supposed to be?
It's a Care Bear.
And Pauline.
Oh, I think that's advertised in the
It's
next,
so
the
funny
next
when Pauline was
episode of
playing
their
the
show, rather than.
Let's keep it a surprise, okay?
All right. Let's say goodnight.
We'd like to thank tonight's guests.
Yeah. So, yeah. What can we say about
Can't
that?
unsee that. Oof.
Yes, that's the So if you want to see it all for yourself, folks, just Google Donnie and Marie Osmond Star Wars Special 1977, and goodbye to 15 minutes of your life.
So was that the entire show? It just with all commercials?
I don't know. I can't.
The 15 to an hour.
I can't. Well, the show must have lasted more than 15 minutes.
Unless they
Yeah,
had like other
somebody's-
segments that were like not Star Wars. So they
Not
cut them
right,
out.
not Star Wars. Somebody just added the Star Wars pieces, but yeah, that's enough Star Wars. But it speaks volumes to the type of entertainment in the early '70s that the people, the creatives that thought this is what should be dancing and the musical aspect of it all. That it's a tough pill to swallow now here in 2026 for sure. But back then it was.
Yeah.
It was a legit thing.
But like, what does that say about me that I knew all the cameos of the actors?
Do you know who they all were?
Yes.
I didn't know who they all were.
Well, they were American TV people.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That's why. So it'd be like us knowing, I don't know, Mr. Bean and I don't know who else. Anyway,
Well, I knew Donny Osmond. Donny Osmond's the only one I recognised. I don't know anybody else was in it.
I think they only had 4 stormtroopers, so I'm guessing that, and the rest of the trooper type were costumes they made up on the thing or whatever. So that's all they could get from Lucasfilm. There wasn't a lot of them back then or back in the day that they couldn't have the whole garrison of stormtroopers like they wanted to. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking much like that was Chewie, 3PO, and R2. That right they were probably legit stormtrooper outfits, but they didn't have a whole garrison worth of ones to use, so they made up those other sort of trooper-esque looking dancers and people going around. But yeah, the production value of it all and everything. Oof, it is a capsule of time of entertainment. That's for sure. That was the 70s TV show 70s, and that's what happened to the holiday special
that
for
variety
sure.
show, and then what? Sonny and Cher had theirs, and then I think there was like 4 of them out at the same time. I want to say, or during that decade. So yeah, it was a thing. So.
But a stark contrast to let's spin gears and get to something that's worthwhile. A stark contrast to what we all just recently watched on demand at our leisure, whenever we so inclined, versus having to sit down at the TV and watch it when it came on, and that was your one chance to get it. Maul, Shadow Lord.
I mean, I must say, use some music.
I can't imagine a time where I might go to a theater realizing this is the only time I'm ever going to see this movie, because now it's like, okay, I'll watch this, and in 6 months I'll sit down watching it streaming, and then I'll watch it whenever I want. Like, see, I can't imagine in 77 sitting down to watch a movie and it's like, I'm never going to see this movie again unless I go back to the theater.
Right. I was going to say, it wasn't that you'd never see it again, but right, you had to go back to the theater to watch it, and that the multiple rewatches is what worked for Star Wars so much, and for like Titanic. But right, you're right, Ryan. Nowadays, as people go for that theater experience to experience it the one time, but they don't necessarily need to go back and do it again because they know not even 6 months, but yeah, in 6 months they're going to be able to watch it at home, stream it whenever they choose. That is an interesting construct for the younger generation.
And I get it. The theaters are super expensive, especially with like any type of food you get, but it just like captures your attention. Watching it at home is not the same. Watching it with the lights on. Oh, I'm just going to get up and go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a quick minute. Let's pause it and let's put the dishes away. Let's eat pizza. Let's chatter while it's not the same. Like, as far as attention spans and everything, is just going to the movies and just sitting there. I mute my phone. Like, I yell at people if they pull theirs out. Like, be there for the experience type of thing. And I get it. It's super expensive, and a lot of people can't go because you can see it in 6 months and probably save $100. So like, I get it, but it's like definitely something I try to do with like sneaking in water and pop, and I'll pay like $25 to take the family just for the experience. So
Honestly, the only reason I go is just so I can avoid spoilers. Because if you don't watch it in theater, then you're just gonna read it online. So that's primarily why I go to the theater. Especially
Yeah,
for
I've
Star
gone
Wars.
on about it enough of it. Right, you only get one opportunity for your first time. So, right, any sort of revelation or any sort of cool thing or whatever, you only get one opportunity for that to actually have some impact for that first time. So, yeah, I'm a big proponent of, for sure, seeing things like that in the theater.
and let's talk about things that aren't in theaters. Maul Shadowlord.
In these times, I prefer to keep my presence a shadow.
Ever heard of Maul?
My lord, Maul lives. To those who have betrayed me, die well.
Yes. 2 episodes were released on April the 6th, which was 6 days ago from the date of
Yeah,
recording.
apparently, like it's like 3 in the morning my time. So yeah, it's kind of weird. There's the way they have the schedule going on, but
I thought
Well,
I
I think
heard
it's
3
midnight.
Eastern time, but yeah, so that it's dropped for the world, right? It's dropped for the globe at one time versus some people
Yeah.
having it before others, type of thing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
weird
yeah.
time now because it's
New
like
Zealand gets
midnight
it
or
first.
whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not watching that. Like, yeah, I
Yeah,
think
no,
it's
I don't need to
midnight
see it
Pacific
first. I
time.
can stay away from the internet and was able to stay away and
Yeah.
settled in once I got home from work and settled in and settled in to watch me some new
Well,
Star Wars, which is exciting because
the
I have
They're
no
going to
idea.
release it. They're going to release it for the whole world. I mean, they could release it at the same time. I mean, they could release it later than that, really, couldn't they? Like 8 o'clock your time and 5,
Then
3
prime
o'clock in the
time or
afternoon, which
something.
should be my time, sort of thing. At least time we're all awake would be.
Yeah, it's honestly
better,
United
wouldn't it?
States. The U.S. has the worst schedule because we're at like
Yeah.
midnight and 3 a.m. And what that means, it's I don't know what time is it there at midnight. What, like 5, 6 a.m. something like that.
Yeah.
Like that'd be
Yeah,
a
I
good
think
time to
it's
see.
like I think it's like midnight, like Australia time or New Zealand time or something like that. That's coming out. So
Well, someone's got.
Yeah.
I mean, someone's got to lose out. But I mean, really, releasing at the time they did release it on really rules out you guys watching it. I mean, we're asleep as well, pretty much,
And
or just
honestly,
getting up.
it's no difference than me. Than what is it? Special shows like The Pit or Daredevil releasing at 9. I'm not staying up that late. Like I'm not staying up till 10 o'clock to watch. So if it releases at midnight or 9 p.m., it makes no difference to me. Unless it's like 7 p.m., it really makes no difference because I won't watch it till the next day.
Unless it's WWE, of course.
Yeah, well, that airs at 8, so I'll watch it at 8.
Oh,
If
right.
anything airs at like 9 o'clock, it's bedtime.
Okay.
For me,
Well,
it is.
should we attempt to stretch out some time about the first 2 episodes of Maul, if
Yeah.
possible?
Check that out.
I've got the
Yeah,
Summary.
wiki. Yes, that's the one. The Wikipedia stuff up here. So, who can remember the title of the first episode?
I try not to cheat.
Is that a quiz question?
Yeah, well, I've asked a question, and so it is a quiz question. I wouldn't remember it either.
I've
Just
read
wonder
the
if anybody-
Wikipedia.
Dark
I've read
something.
the Wikipedia 3 times
Yeah,
today, and I still don't remember the title.
Is Dark
Yeah,
in it? I
it
kind of
feels
think Dark is.
Yeah, I thought it was dark something.
Dark is in it, yes. But did it come up on
okay.
screen? It did, didn't it? They did come up
Yeah, it
on
did,
screen, didn't
yeah.
it? The titles. Yeah. It's called The Dark Revenge.
Yes.
So
Halfway.
it starts off. So actually, to remind us, who can remember the timeline at the drop of a hat? Because this just
It's
says
a year-
starting off.
Year after Order 66.
A year after.
Right, okay. So it says, after the rise of the Galactic Empire, former Sith Lord Maul, just Maul now, seeks vengeance against members of the Shadow Collective, a group of criminals he united during the Clone Wars who betrayed him. On a planet, Janix, Maul's followers rob a bank owned by crime lord Nicodemus. Janix Tactical Defense Force, the TDF, Captain Brandon Lawson investigates with his droid partner Two Boots to discover Maul's involvement. Lawson chooses not to report this to the Empire, hoping to avoid Imperial interference on Janix. Fugitive Jedi Devin Azara is arrested for shoplifting, and her master, oh my giddy ants, no, that's not his name, by the way, Iko Diodaka, tells her to cooperate with the TDF to avoid drawing attention. Dimas meets with rival crime lord Lutifario, who is absolutely hilarious, I will say, and blames him for the robbery. Vario kills Demas and flees, pursued by Maul's followers. Lawson saves Vario and arrests him. Maul and his followers attack the TDF precinct, that thing, that's it, and defeat the officers to get Vario, who offers to help Maul kill the Pipe Syndicate leader, Marg Prim, in exchange for being spared. Maul also frees Azaria, believing her to be a potential apprentice that he has had visions of. Believe it or not, that was episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, episode 1 was how many minutes long?
20?
23?
Nope, that's the second episode.
Longer than Donnie and Marie?
More, higher.
26.
18.
Higher.
35.
First episode was 22, wasn't it?
First one was 31, according to I'm looking at Disney Plus's thing here now. 31 minutes it says. The second one was 24.
Jeez. That's why they're releasing 2 at a time. For one, there's not a lot happening. And 2, they're pretty dang short. So I think it's smart to release 2 at a time.
Yeah.
But I got to ask, Ricky, you're rewatching the Clone Wars. So was the Shadow Collective, that said it was a group of criminals that turned against him. When do you know when that happened?
Not in the show. It didn't happen in the show. Because he still had, like at the end, Ron, you just watched the Order 66 arc. Like, he still had his people with him, right? He still had Mandalorians and stuff.
Yeah, to learn of the hour, it's a year after Order 66, and I was trying to think of what the rewatch, because that's right when 66 starts. Ahsoka has to break him out. He was captured. Ahsoka and Sabine capture him while he was on Mandalore, ruling Mandalore with Mandalorians and the like, doing that stuff. They captured him.
There's that scene, though, when he's talking to the Shadow Collective and they showed Drayden Voss as a Hollow.
Right.
And the other Crime Lords.
When does that take place? Is that what? That's why he's on Mandalore as the leader of Mandalore and everything before he's captured, I think, because
the Shadow Collective was during the Clone Wars, though.
Yeah,
she breaks him out, and then he just flies off.
So he was captured on Mandalore.
We don't. Yeah, she captures him on Mandalore. There's an epic fight.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about before that happens.
So that scene with Dryden Voss and everything was right. He was ruling Mandalore and had sort of maybe just started the Shadow Collective. I forget what that scene was, where they're all on hologram and we see Pikes.
No, the Shadow Collective was during
Black Sun.
The Clone Wars. Remember, he had that whole meeting with Black Sun and the Pikes and all that, and then they took over. He took over the Mandalore with the Shadow Collective.
Oh, yeah. He used that. Right. That's how he gained power. He used them to come in to attack Mandalore
and
with
then look like the heroes.
With Death Watch. Death Watch looks like heroes. They're supposed to rule. And then he challenges with the Darksaber and takes out the Death Watch guys. So he's sort of got the Shadow Collective built up at that point in time-ish and leading it to some extent.
Yeah, so that's why I was
captured.
Yeah,
so we don't see, like you said, he's captured, and we don't see him get betrayed by the Shadow Collective, let's say. We see that he's got some dealings in the underworld and the crime world and uniting those things, but there's still some backstory there that maybe the Maul series might dive into a little bit as to what happened, what transpires, but he just, at the end of the Clone Wars, he just flies off.
Yeah, when Clone Wars ends, like Order 66 happens, Ahsoka and fixes Rex and all that stuff, and then he kind of just escapes. But yeah, that's why I was confused. Like, when did they betray him? I thought they were his people.
I don't think we've seen it, but that he was captured. That's where they probably may have betrayed him. That they're like, well, okay, you're out of the picture.
He keeps saying he was captured. Who was he captured by? What you talking about? When Ahsoka captures him?
Yeah, Ahsoka captures him, turns him into the thing, but then she's ultimately the one that breaks him out. And he's like, give me a fighting chance. And she's like, I'm not rooting for you. I need
he
a
was
distraction.
captured for like 5 minutes. Like, no one even knew he was there.
No, he They were captured and taken him back to the thing, and then Order 66 happens. Rex is go there. He was captured for a good long minute. Anyway,
But
so
remember
he's
when he was also captured by Palpatine, and that's what he keeps referring to on this show. When he was
well,
captured by Palpatine.
that's a whole different thing and a
Yeah.
whole different timeline that we don't know how he gets away from Palpatine to come back.
Yeah, we do.
That's
it was in the comic. He got rescued by
again,
his
so we don't know
Death
how he
Watch
got
people.
away from Palpatine and come back if it's in a comic, perhaps. But yeah, that's like a season 2 thing. Him and or that's early. That was early in it, where him and his brother get found, or his brother finds him and then gets dispatched by Palps. But yeah, somehow he comes back. I forget how it is that he returns in the Clone Wars as a thing.
I just know that Maul has just more gaps in his history than pretty much anybody, where they're actually important gaps, where it's just like, what was he doing there at this time? Like, he was sitting on a planet with a Sith holocron the whole time. How did he escape the planet? Like, all this stuff that, happened to Maul that no one really knows.
For sure. That's an interesting point, right? His timeline is pocked with just gaps that are just black holes to what goes on. And this is going to have the same sort of thing. Is it going to end or otherwise figure out, give us something to how he ends up on Malachor, how he ends up where he ends up in Rebels, to that point of things, whatever. So his thing's got to go sideways. As much as Maul is a badass and everybody loves Maul because he's Maulish and whatever, he is a failed badass, and that things don't work out for him. He gets captured by Palps, and this goes sideways in some fashion because he ends up on Mandalore by himself, that his crime syndicate thing or whatever. I guess his passion for revenge is what's going to ultimately do him in terms of whatever. But there's a good story to be told there. It doesn't matter where his end game ends up. That there's going to be some fun, exciting stories if this ends up being the apprentice that we kind of are suspecting of a Darth Talon and all that sort of stuff. We see that real quick. I mean, we see her. She's clearly an apprentice to a Jedi type thing, and she instantly goes to the dark side. This thing is going to be moving quickly. That it's only 8 episodes. I think the story is going to be moving fast. That didn't Ezra? I kind of wondered if this was a bit of a poetry kind of thing, or opposite ends of the poem. That didn't Ezra steal fruit, but he ends up going good. Getting in league with Kanan and going good, light side of the Force, where she ends up stealing fruit and ends up with Maul and is going to end up on the dark side of the Force. A very simplistic comparison of the two things, cool, but I think there's something to that Ezra ends up with Kanan light side. She's gonna she does steal, because I forget, Ezra didn't he steal fruit, but he was going to give it to somebody.
He stole a lot of things. That's what he did. He was a thief. And then
he was doing it for the right reasons, though.
And then he interrupted Kanan and them stealing.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. So that's that. I think there's some parallels there that are probably, you could put some ties to, like I say, light side, dark side, and the path that someone's taking, because she's clearly, but she knows Maul, because at the end of the first episode, she recognizes who he is. So her Jedi history or her Force history or whatever, she's aware of who or what that is. But the episode 1, episode 2, I think were, like you said, good to drop both of them together to sort of get the where that's going, what that's going to look like, and Maul's sort of talking to her like, well, you can leave anytime you want, sort of testing her abilities and ingratiating himself, if that's even a thing, and because he recognizes through the Force and the tremors in the Force and all that, feelings in the Force, that she's conflicted or otherwise frustrated with
that's the
relying on the. Well, yeah, they're all one. I watched them all. They were less than an hour, so the hour of Maul, yeah, we can get into it. But all right, yeah. So the first episode, we'll try to keep it to that.
I thought, like, going back to the fruit thing, like, I thought it was kind of nice seeing, like, we've gotten a couple things where you get, like, post Order 66, like Jedi Padawans, whatever, and, like, for instance, like, the Jedi Survivor games, Cal Kestis was a Padawan. He's like he's working a normal job, like manual labor, and he's hiding his Force abilities and still trying to do the right thing. He had the same thing with Kanan. He was working and hiding his Force abilities until he had to, like, use the Force to save somebody. But when this one, she's like, why are we still doing the Jedi thing? It's done, And so she's like, I'm just going to steal some fruit, and I don't really. And he's like, oh, we can't forget who we are, her master, which I like the master. I thought he was really cool.
Yeah, I got to say that Master Iko Diodaki. I just love his design. Like the changes and updates and like the painted style of this, because it's always been CGI, but they really embrace the painted style where the city just looks incredible. And I don't know what it is. I just love the lizard design of Daki. And he just seems really cool. I just love the master. He seems very Jedi to me, just, and again, he's a Jedi. I don't know if he's a master or a knight, but he just seems like a really good choice for the character and the decisions he makes and how he's like, we'll find, the Force will find a way type of thing. We'll get fed. And if we go hungry, then that's part of the being the Jedi, but we just don't want to steal type of thing. So I do enjoy the designs of both characters, to actually have, a non-human, pretty much secondary lead character with the Twi'lek. And then what, Azara?
Devin.
I really like her, and then I like the Daki too. I think they're just both great characters, and the way they look are just fantastic. The way all the characters look are just great for the series.
Oh yeah, the look and feel of the episodes, both of them, and just everything, the world building, the background scenes. Yeah, you can't say enough of how impressive. I mean, it's drawing, or I mean, it's computer drawing, but still, that it's animated as such. But it is gorgeous. The lighting, the shadows, a lot of it's dark, and a lot of it's in dark spots or whatever. The action, the quick action of it all. Maul's saber twirls have some weird effects specific to this series that I thought it's a gorgeous watch.
I like that the droid too, the two boots. He was a cool character. And yeah, when he was almost in danger when he was fighting with that the hacker droid, the evil.
Hey, did anyone else pick up, or does it the spybot droid? No, he reminds me of the weird quickety little droid in Transformers. When the droid gets
he kind of
in her pocketbook or whatever. I think there's something derivative there of just the way he sort of laughs and looks and his eyeballs and everything, whatever. It reminds me of those two droids that fight each other, or the two Transformers that fight each other, whatever.
I was thinking of batteries not included. So.
Oh, there's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of that for sure.
That droid, the droid is loaded with weapons. Like that little frisbee guy, he's got guns, he's got lasers, shot. Like that thing has all
huge,
sorts.
Though when he was standing next to Maul, like he's like half a Maul's size when he was sitting down. Like he's not a small little tiny. I thought he was tiny, but he's not. He's pretty big.
I thought he was small too. But yeah, you're right. He is. There is
Maul's like petting him like a dog.
To get some scale, and Maul's petting him. That was weird. I think Two Boots at one point in time strokes his chin. That was a little weird. There was something else that was just. There were a couple of part.
There was a part when they're in that room when he was trying to unlock the door, and then he's like kept like, you're not doing that, and then he's like, no. It's like you remember the part in Jurassic Park when the guy from Seinfeld was like hacking the thing, and they're like, you didn't say the magic word. It was like the same thing. I was like, they like did a little nod to Jurassic Park there. Seems like it was intentional, but yeah, I like that character. My daughter was actually worried that they were going to kill him. She's like, no, don't hurt the droid. So yeah, he was.
Ryan, you were talking about the Jedi Master, and if there is a fall of a Devin type of thing or whatever, that while he's a very cool character design, I agree. I absolutely love what we've seen so far or whatever, and what he's capable of doing. I don't want to talk about episode 2, but right, what we've seen him do, and I like whatever. I feel fear that he's going to fall to Maul. That's going to be part of her fall to the dark side, if you will, that she's going to see her master, or he's going to get her to turn on her. I don't think he's long for this galaxy in terms of existing, which will be tough to watch if that comes to.
At the same time, we already know, and that's the difficulty of showing pre-stories, prequels, is because we know Maul's ending, and how much will this the apprentice become like a Lord of the Sith, dark side user, canon, as people are saying, which is ridiculous. But how far will it really go when we already know the outcome of everybody? Will she just be another one of those characters that at the end of this series is just walks off into the darkness, and it's like, okay, I guess we'll just figure it out later.
I'm okay
It's
with
just
that in terms of that Star Wars storytelling. You fought in the Clone Wars, you know. If she does come to that, because we do know we're getting a second, our second series season of Maul, so there's going to be more story to tell. But yeah, if she ends up becoming that and exists in some fashion, then that means there's more story that can be told by some creatives at some point. Because right, she has to be dealt with. Much like Ahsoka was out there during A New Hope time frame of the original trilogy, you know, she's got to be dealt with, and we're getting that with the season 2 as to why she is. So there'd be something. It wouldn't be
think he's
problematic
not
for me
gonna
as a
turn
Star Wars fan to not have it buttoned. It doesn't have to necessarily buttoned up. That they're potentially introducing a new character that has some sort of quasi ties to the what's the expanded universe world of thing, and people know it from that. So if that happens, that happens.
It's a completely
I'm not.
different character. She's a different color and
Yeah.
everything.
But it's, to Ryan's point, it does need buttoned up because we do have an end game. This is in the
Well, we
middle
know
of a
that he doesn't
timeline
end
where
up
we
with
know
her
that.
in Malachor, and he needs a apprentice. He needs a second person with the Force
Right.
to open
So
up
she's
that
clearly,
temple. Yeah,
can clearly get buttoned up, and that's why he's then chasing Ezra in whatever weird
well,
fashion
she's
he
gonna
is.
get
And
killed by Darth Vader. So
oh, that's an interesting thought. Yeah. To
or in
get
the
Vader
Inquisitors that they
involved.
show in the previous.
Oh,
Something
geez, the
happens to her.
Inquisitors.
Or she
And
has to fight her master. You know that
I could
could
use
happen.
I think it's a Gatling gun. I could use the Gatling laser gun. That could get destroyed anytime now. I'm not a big fan of the
Ryan, wasn't that
round
from Outlaws?
spinning.
Oh,
Is it?
yeah.
They have those in
The
Outlaws.
round
Yeah,
spinning barrel that's blasting lasers. There's just no need for it to spin
I feel
with
like they had
lasers.
those in
That's
Clone Wars.
bullets. Oh,
Like
okay.
they
It
showed those
wasn't.
in the movie.
That doesn't make it worthwhile either.
Do you remember on Attack of the Clones when they're shooting off of the ships, like the shells coming out of the cannons? Like, what was that about?
Yeah,
Like,
I think I
express
do
it in part.
recall. I think I do recall some big cannons. Yeah, had shells popping out in some fashion. It was
Yeah.
just like, well, that's weird. If it's, yeah.
So
Why does
there's
Maul? Why
precedent.
does Maul not kill the cop? Why does Maul? When he breaks into the precinct, he's on a rampage and taking everybody out. But for whatever reason, he doesn't.
I think it's because he doesn't want to bring more heat from the Empire. He doesn't want the Empire to come in yet. So if he kills the police chief, then the Empire's gonna be like, oh, there's a
Touche. That would make sense, right? They're killing the droids and everything, or just attacking. It seems petty crime. But yeah, if it gets, you start taking somebody out,
like the one guy that's like covering you up
yeah,
because he doesn't want to alert the Empire.
Well, and Maul can potentially sense that, right? In the Force or whatever, it's like, well, this guy's doing something for me or helping me or something. He doesn't know what he do specifically, but he could potentially, he could potentially sense something.
Yeah, I didn't get the whole beast story with that dude in the sun. I was like, why do we need that? But I guess they're trying to build.
I don't think we've seen enough. There's clearly a reason that was referenced.
I could have done without that entire character. It kind of like slowed the pacing down a lot. But I mean, I guess he serves his purpose.
They're building. They got to build other characters.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's
another
drinking coffee with the robot. He's riding in a car quietly. He's kind of not talking to his son.
It lends itself towards some sort of parallel or otherwise.
But these episodes are like 22 minutes. We don't need those like.
But we have a whole series, so don't look at it as just as wow, that was 5 minutes or not even 5 minutes, 30 seconds we don't need. That we didn't need to see about his son and his mom and all that. But Devin picks
Maul
up
Shadow
on it.
Lord. It's not Captain Lawless.
But you're missing the point of you got to watch the whole series. Devin picks up on, is that your son? Devin now knows he has a son. If Devin gets in league with Maul, then there's the potential for if they need an out or something that he has a weakness. Let's say the attachment, Jedi, they get away from all that or whatever. That there's something there, or maybe Maul spins it that she gets attached. I don't know why she would get attached to the son in a romantic way. That's kind of stupid. So maybe not. But anyway, he could use that against her to turn her in some fashion, maybe. So there was a reason we saw that brief 30 seconds of their apartment, and your mom wants me to visit, and we'll go soon. But wait, I got to go right back to work because I just got home from work. I thought it weird too in the time, but clearly it's moving fast, and that needed to be inserted for now, if it never gets any payoff or never gets much anything else, then yeah, it was, well, why'd we ever see that? But I suspect, I'll put it out there that I suspect that's leading to someone's downfall or decision making, or puts them in a
Kidnapping, who knows?
yeah, puts them in a bit of a bind that is the Jedi
Because you gotta
dogma,
have
or thought of attachment is problematic.
you gotta have the loose father-son connectivity where they're like, oh, we barely get along, and then one of them gets kidnapped, and it's like, oh yeah, I gotta save him, and then it increases their connection, and then they hug in the end. That's probably shooting for something like that.
Or you just shoot him.
Or shoot him, yeah.
Or like Darth Maul would just take him out in a second. I mean, because he could have easily killed them, but like yeah, he saw that he was serving some kind of purpose, so he let him live. And then it like switches to the second episode, and they're like escaping, which was kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, the first episode wasn't. I mean, I enjoyed it. Like then the action was awesome. I'm not really a big fan of like the gangster kind of underworld things. I'm really not a big fan of that with Star Wars, anyways, when they do that. But I mean, for some reason, I liked Outlaws, but that was more like an adventure, as I said before. But yeah, no, it was I understand they're going for like a crime noir kind of vibe. So I mean. And the animation does look great. I don't know about his lightsaber though. It kind of took me a while to get used to the fuzzy kind of
Yeah, it's definitely weird.
I wanted to bring that up. Like I loved the crackly design because I'm such a hater of the like Clone Wars and Rebels styles. I hate them like a lot, and I just obviously Kylo kind of did it where like this fuzzy lightsaber is just. You're not fully kind of invested, you're kind of unstable. And that's what it gives me the feel of. It's just Maul's unstable and always losing it type of thing. And so I loved the fuzzy design of the saber.
And like I can seriously see like there's like major like Visions vibes or influence, on the animation style. Like I don't think without Visions we wouldn't have got this animation style on the show because apparently they tried making all the models and stuff look like they were like actually painted, like hand painted. So, which you can tell if you look at I mean, Clone Wars kind of had that too, but this is like kind of like bumped up to like 12, and the colors are amazing on the.
Yeah, it really feels like art.
Yeah. So, Steven, episode 2.
The summary of episode 2.
I muted myself. Sorry, I muted myself. Right. Episode 2. Right. Okay. Anybody remember the title for this one? No. You don't.
Sweet Revenge.
Two words, both begin with S.
Sinister something. Sinister.
Yes.
Sinister.
Strike.
Two S's. Sinister system. Sinister.
Deeds?
I don't know.
Sinister
two S's,
schemes. Sinister schemes. Close. Very well. I'm very impressed that you remembered anything. So
That's half a point for sure.
Yeah, it's worth a point. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, so Lawson and the other officers pursue Moore's group through the streets of Janix. Dakar uses the Force to intervene in an attempt to save Zara, which is another good reason to wear seatbelts, folks. But Maul distracts him and the TDF by endangering several civilians, allowing Maul and his followers to escape to their hideout in the lower levels of Janix. Maul imprisons Vario and Azara in separate vaults. He tells Azara that she was indoctrinated by the Jedi, which is true, and must now adapt to the new state of the galaxy after the Empire destroyed the Jedi. Not true.
She was not
indoctrinated.
Okay. Lawson struggles with being overworked and not being able to spend time with his son, Riley, apparently. Under pressure from TDF chief and the governor of Janix to resolve the matter quickly, Lawson meets with a criminal contact, Rena Sue, for more information on Maul and the Shadow Collective.
He had time for her.
Followed. Sorry?
Said he had time for her, didn't he?
Yeah, see, I think they got a bit. I think got a bit of history together. I think. Yeah. He is secretly followed by Daki. Vario provides Maul with information on the Pike transport and suggests they attack it as a way to draw out Krim. Maul does this himself, killing the Pike crew and stealing their cargo. He encourages Azara to escape from her prison if she wishes to. And later she uses the Force to break out of the vault. That's the first thing I was thinking about. I was just thinking,
she just went out the back door. She just went out the back door of the vault. She couldn't open the door, so she just pushed it off the wall.
Away from
and there's just an opening in the crate. She's like, "Oh, okay, I'll just walk out."
Then I'm like, did Maul put those there? Like, did he just like push him against the wall? Like, oh, that's good. Yeah. No one's gonna move these.
That's always a weak point. Door is strong as heck, but unfortunately the back is a bit weak.
I watched the
He
second time, I'm like,
pushed
why
it.
didn't she notice there was like a light coming through? But the whole time in the first episode, or like in the beginning, when she's in the vault, she's like standing right next to the door and doesn't walk to the back until Maul starts poking and looking at her, and she starts walking further and further back. So she finally sees it at the end.
Seen the light.
There's light shining through.
So I got to say, this is about as close to Star Wars as my name is going to get, because my middle name is actually Lee. So when there's a character called Riley, I'm like, hey, that's pretty damn close. Like Ryan Lee, Riley, that's good for me. So I thought that was kind of neat. It's not as good as Ron getting his own character and his own star system
And his own planet. It's civilization.
Yeah, his own planet. But I get a mix of my first and middle name, so that's all right.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was good. I like the I was kind of like confused, like what dude, time jumped a little bit because they were like getting chased by the police guy and stuff. But yeah, that whole scene, like when they're on the bridge or when the people on the that whole part where they're escaping reminded me of like Dark Knight or something like that, where they're trying to get away, and they're just in that big giant truck. And then yeah, you see the Jedi Master guy like standing next to Lawson, and he's like trying to use I thought there were gonna be a showdown between Maul and him, but then like yeah, Maul's like, yeah, I'm just gonna yeah, he's like, I'm just gonna break this bridge.
Distraction.
He broke the bridge a little. I don't want to say too easily, but too easily in terms of his just sort of crumpled his hand and
yeah.
That he didn't like take out a support. Usually, when you see the Force user do that, they like take out a support that then compromises the engineering structural integrity of said thing or whatever and puts people in danger. But Maul literally breaks the thing in half for it to then put everyone in danger. That was a little over the top for me in terms of Maul's Force ability to be doing stuff, because it seemed like the bridge was pretty substantial. It wasn't a rickety thing that the amount of force effort. Yeah, the amount of force effort that he had to concentrate and put in or whatever to make it happen in that moment was a bit of a overreach in my opinion. But I did appreciate the well, actually, beforehand, that's what I talked about. Yeah, the Jedi Master's stopping of the vehicle with his sort of force push to flip the thing up and over, or whatever, and that confrontation that was going to be between the two, but too early in the story for it to happen. So hopefully, not hopefully, I'm sure we do see some sort of confrontation, but it speaks to what Maul, he sees that guy, he's got to recognize, wait, that's does he know that's the master of her yet, or just knows that somebody around, I don't remember what Maul. Yeah, I don't think Maul would know. Don't think Maul knows that yet, or can he sense that in the Force over? But I did appreciate his
visions of her, so maybe he was in his visions also,
Well, know that she's conflicted, or she has a master that she's sort of butting heads with a little bit. But Padawans always butt heads with the master. I did appreciate Maul's sort of not mind manipulation, but you talked about indoctrination of the Jedi versus the way Maul's doing the dark side of things. Whatever is like, no, you're free to leave, challenging you to leave and not necessarily threatening I'm going to keep you here. So you're free to go, but you have to go on you got to figure this out and kind of thing.
If you think you're a prisoner, that's what you're going to be. And then you put her in there.
Yeah, exactly. If that's what if you think you're a Padawan, that's what you're going to be, kind of thing. That he's doing that sort of mind manipulation that the dark side does to get people to think one way or whatever. That I appreciated sort of seeing that. We saw that a little bit with him and Ezra.
He's like trying to show her that she's not restricted and she's still in the dogmatic Jedi structure that the Sith always feel like. You don't have to adhere to anything. You can do what you want. You want to leave, you can leave. Like you can.
Right. You don't have to be limited. Exactly. You do not have to be limited to that Jedi structure that they're teaching now. Ultimately, that doesn't work out for you, but
she's free to leave the Jedi at any point too. Let's not.
That's kind of what I think.
Nobody's trapped to be.
I think that's what he's trying to.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to get her to realize.
Like uncork your potential. Like you can just do whatever you want to. If you want to just leave and go do something else, and you can. But you have the freedom. But you're probably better off here with me because I can show you some stuff. Before you do that. So he's.
And obviously she's already disgruntled. Teenager living on the streets, pretty much. So yeah, she's disgruntled.
Like you don't need to be hungry. You don't need to be like hiding. But I mean they can hide. But yeah, I thought that was cool. And then what else did he tell her? There was a couple things. Like he kept popping up and talking to her. But hey, was the little guy, the fish dude? He's not the same type of alien species as the guy from the first episode of Mandalorian, is he? The one
First episode of what?
of Mandalorian.
Isn't he? Yeah. First
Remember the guy
episode
that
of Mandalorian.
the guy that he had the bounty
the
on?
Mando captures?
The Mando captures, yeah.
The bounty that he goes after?
Yeah, the guy that had to use the refresher and all that stuff. And
Well, I
trying
think
to
that guy's tall. So you think this is a?
that's what I was wondering because that guy is small. So yeah.
I think he's different. I think he's somebody from the pod racing. One of those. I don't know any of the
right.
species or whatever.
Maybe.
I think he's one of the pod racer type.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know if that guy has fins. I have to go back and look.
Yeah, he does kind of look like him.
I just assumed it was. I didn't think they truly brought out a new character because even the guy, the crime boss that got shot with the 3 eyes. Oh no, those eyes are on stalks. Is that a new character or species, or have we seen?
No, I think he was just like
before.
I think it was like a Boss Nass kind of thing.
No,
like where he's just
what is it,
big.
a Gran or something like that, or a Tran or Gran? I think it's a Gran is from stalk things.
Yeah,
Gran
has
what
he was though.
That guy
big.
Oh, you think he's a Gran, but without the stalks?
No, he has them, but his face is so fat that they don't pop out.
He has some stalks. Yeah, I thought there was a little stalkiness to him.
He was just like built like Kingpin from Daredevil, so they didn't pop out. Yeah, because even that guy said, "Oh, grandiose is usual." He's like, "At least I filled the suit." So I think he's supposed to be the same kind, but like Boss Nass is supposed to be like Jar Jar, but they look completely different because he's just a bigger character.
I didn't pick up on that for a while with the family. Yeah, that was an interesting evolution of that species to some extent. But why not, right? Yeah, you could definitely.
I don't know about the Jedi Master if that's a new variant of something because he's not a transition.
That felt completely new. How about the Mandalorian that's helping the female Mandalorian, Rook Cast? That name sounded familiar to me. Was that in? Maybe that was somebody that helped out on Mandalore. That name sounded super familiar. Because I watched with the closed captions on, and I saw that, and I was just like, "Wait, that's."
Well, I mean, Rook was that dude from Thrawn, but that's
RUHK or something like that. That's somebody. That's something different. Or maybe there was a clan cast. I don't know. I don't know my Mandalorian history, but anyway, it sounded.
Apparently, she's from the comics.
So. Well, I definitely wouldn't know her then. So anyway, the Maul has that she's being helped, but he's still chasing an apprentice. Like he's not using, and she's okay with it, kind of thing. She seems to be his right hand man, or the closest thing to a right hand man to Maul. But yet he's looking for some. But he does say that he's not. He does say something about non-apprentice. He's looking for a weapon to use against the Jedi, or what does he say? He says something he was using more as a tool, or trying to find something to have when the time comes.
Oh, interesting. I'm gonna.
Right. With the preview show Inquisitors, the Empire has to get involved at some point in time for some reason, whether they're coming from Maul, which I wouldn't think an Inquisitor would come from Maul. I would think all hell would come from Maul. I would think the Emperor, unless he's engaged. Well, no, it's a year after Order 66.
If they don't know it's
so maybe
Maul,
that's why.
Though. If they don't know that it's
Maul.
Maul.
That's what I'm saying. If they don't know, there's just been a disturbance on Janix, or been some sort of incident on Janix, or the Jedi Master is on Janix. He's there for that, but gets caught up while going for the Master and the Apprentice, Devin. That's where he gets in with Maul, and Maul takes him out. Or, that would make more sense that he's there for the Jedi, not necessarily Maul. That's why we're going to watch the other episodes, I'm sure.
So apparently, Rook Cast, I looked it up. She was in Clone Wars. She was one of the Mandos that had the the Darth Maul.
That's where we heard the name.
Things. Yeah,
saw the name. Okay, saw the name to some extent. She had something to do with it.
What else happened in this episode? Yeah, it seemed like that lady, his informant, had like some kind of history there.
Yeah, that's like the son, right? That was a brief interaction. It's just like, what was that all about? Other than she told him, be careful, or the Shadow Collective is going to cost you in terms of information. But so there's more to that he has some sort of ally to get information when he needs to about what it is. Or
She's like, I'm
so
glad I
while
didn't make a deal with Maul.
a little too real worldish, or and that's not fair to say. We've talked about this too. As you get older, you've seen all the stories. So yeah, I've seen this cop beat story where he doesn't want to turn something in just yet. He wants to find out more information. He's a hard ass captain that's trying to find what's going on, and just all this. We've seen this. I've seen this story before, having been around this son a number of times, kind of thing. But I don't have a problem with it. It's hard to come up with new stuff. So having it in my Star Wars universe is having it in my Star Wars universe, and so far I'm enjoying how they're sort of incorporating it into. It's affecting my Star Wars character, the Star Wars universe, the Star Wars characters that we know, the Star Wars lore and myth
I was
that we
just
know.
waiting for the saxophone to start playing.
As long, it lights up a cigarette with a smoky kind of. All right, so as long as it's not super impactful in the, it's just additive in terms of what we already know. Nothing majorly revelatory comes out of this, or change, really askews or changes, and I don't know how it would. It's just going to show us the underworld, the Pikes, the Black Sun, Maul's. It's going to be a story about where Maul is during this time, because we've all asked that question. Hey, where is he doing? What's he doing? Well, this is where he is and what he's doing.
I thought it was curious that he wants revenge against Crimson Dawn, but I thought he created Crimson Dawn. Right? Wasn't that his gang? Like his faction? I don't know. I thought that was part of the.
I don't know if he took it over or what.
Huh.
We had Black Sun and we had the Pikes. Was Crimson Dawn a third one? Or
is that what was it? No, because it wasn't mentioned until after Solo came out.
Right. So maybe, or that's what he grouped them all together. Or and then now where's the Shadow Collective? So right, it's just a matter of maybe that's how they turn or betray him. They get in the league.
Dryden was on those last Clone Wars episodes in that hologram. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of like tricky, like how.
Hey, that's a good thought. In Maul, I don't think we see Kira. I initially thought we might, but I don't think we see Kira because the timeline's not going to work out. She's going to be way too young. But we should see Dryden. Right? We should potentially, maybe season 2, some interaction, a hologram, mention of Dryden. I'd put money on Dryden well before I put Kira, because Dryden might say, I have a new, I don't know, it would be at that point to him to some extent.
I'm your boss now, you work for me now.
Yeah, something, or I have a new helper that's promising, or blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I would think, so yeah, now the money is, do we see him in season 1 or season 2?
We know he doesn't take over the Pikes, though. So yeah, it might be a season 2 thing where it kind of leads up to where he's at in Solo, which I would like that.
That's right, because he can't tick off the Pikes.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's never the leader of the Pikes, so they're a different faction, right? Because even Dryden is on Solo, he's like, well, I can't let them know that I'm involved.
Right. Solo's like, well, yeah, they don't know we work for you, so we can do it, and that's where he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I can get behind this. So yeah, he has to be still separate from, or you're right, part of Maul's thing where he's got Pikes, Dryden, Black Sun, and well, wait, Dryden would have been, not the Shadow Collective, the other one. What did you ask about, Ryan? Crimson Dawn. That would it'd be the Pikes, Black Sun, and Crimson Dawn would be Dryden's thing. So that could explain where they are. I don't know. That's why we'll watch. So it'll make sense of it to some extent. But
yeah, Maul Krim. I don't know if we've ever seen Maul. Was Maul Krim the leader of the Pikes? Were they in Clone Wars? I have to go back and check who the leader of Clone Wars is, or a leader of.
I don't mean to sound insensitive. All the Pikes look alike, so I don't know that we can tell.
I thought it was weird. These ones are speaking basic. Like, usually they don't speak basic.
The Pikes don't? No. I thought they did in Mandalorian.
I thought they did in Outlaws, too.
Yeah, they did in Outlaws, too.
You got to get over that. Yeah, that, you need Jedi, or you need there should be alien languages, and everybody's speaking basic perfectly and blah, blah, blah. I mean, even Maul seems like he's got this encyclopedic... I don't know. He's very verbose, this Maul, and he needs to be. It makes for good story and blah blah blah. But Maul in episode did not seem, and we have no Dathomir and where he's from. We have no reason to think he's well learned, and would have any reason to have this verbose vocabulary that he has. Now, clearly, they've made the character have that, so he does, and I accept it. But where
I mean, he
does that
doesn't.
come from? To
He's
some
not like a
extent,
grunt. He's not grunting in episode 1. He's like, "Alas, we reveal ourselves to the Jedi." He's not. He
but
doesn't
where the
speak
hell was
like
he educated? He was Dathomirian, and he was a
Palpatine.
grunt there, and. Oh,
You don't think
Palpatine sends you to class. He
Yes.
electrocutes you and force shocks you, and then also
Yeah.
makes you study the War and Peace and
I mean,
all the
he grew. He
Canterbury
got him as a
Tales and
young,
everything. And come on,
as a baby, right? And so he didn't want to have a dummy apprentice. So he I'm sure he taught him how to read and how to scheme.
you know what?
Half
I'm
of
conflating.
Palpatine's
You're right. He
half of
had him as a
Palpatine's
kid.
like,
I'm conflating him with Savage. Because
yeah.
right, Palps did have him young, and mom, whatever, took him and gave him young. So he did have him and could groom him, so he could be a well more learned. Whereas Savage is what I was thinking is a bit more grunty and shouldn't be educated. And he was a
The
bit more.
apprentice of Darth Sidious
Yeah.
would be primarily a schemer and a planner and a plotter, not like a brute force type of thing.
Yeah, you're
'Cause
right. He would not be forceful. He'd be very, very heady, very, very smart in his thoughts.
As I was rewatching the Clone Wars when when Savage rescues him and he tells him the war brother, and he's like, so it began without me. I'm like, oh, that's so
Yeah.
he
He
knew
knew
everything
something
was
was
going to
up. He
happen.
didn't know what it was. So then when he has those revelations, it is kind of neat to watch the Clone Wars knowing what we know or whatever. That is like, oh, he's having a revelation of what Palp's getting away with or whatever, and realizing,
was our
oh, that's
plan.
what's his game plan. Yeah.
He
It's
did
like,
it
damn
without
it.
me.
Did it without me. Yeah, no, it's good stuff. So Maul, the first 2 episodes of Maul were definitely good stuff. I'm looking forward to sitting Monday night and seeing. I do like that they're dropping 2, because it is. I mean, like you say, they are short, so really they're dropping
Are
an
they dropping
hour's
2 every
worth
week?
of Star Wars. I thought so. I thought
Yeah,
they
it's
were.
2 week every week.
Is it 2 week? Oh,
Yeah, because
How
it
does
ends
make
May
an
the
hour long
4th.
then? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that they made episodic. Well, in case somebody picks it up, or I don't know. Who cares? It's entertaining for us. We'll take
And
it.
I'm sure the season 2 thing, they probably didn't want the season to run into Mando movie. So that's probably why there's a break. So I'm assuming they probably already have it all done.
Oh, that
They've crossed
I
stuff before.
that wasn't any. I don't read that as anything revelatory or oh my god, they signed off on it. Oh boy, They knew they had a season 2. They
Yeah.
just chose to drop
They're
that
splitting it
nugget
up.
so that you watch season 1 and get excited about it and know there's more coming. Blah blah blah. That's got to be so planned out
Yeah.
in the animation world or whatever that was timing in terms of its release of information telling us that. What's behind why they tell us now versus at the end of the season, so that there's no cliffhanger. I don't know. Like I said, maybe I think if you tell us now, then we're watching this knowing we're getting more versus we don't know, we don't know, we don't know, and then at the end of the season you're like, oh, there it is, phew, and feel worse.
Well, they did that
about
with
it.
Andor too. They're like, oh, there's going to be the second season is going to be a lot quicker pace. I'm like, okay, we're still waiting for the first season.
Andor, I think Andor, we knew ahead of time we were getting 3 seasons, and then they compressed that 2 seasons or we knew Andor was around for a long time from the get-go, from the very beginning. Andor is going to tell the story of Andor and the rebellion, and it's going to be multiple seasons.
Yeah.
I seem to think they compressed. I think he was going to go 3, and then he compressed 3 into 2 because he didn't want to be saddled with it forever. As long as it was going to take. But they definitely told us that, and I think that works well to tell us that it's going to be. And I think they also said Andor is specifically 3 seasons. That it wasn't an unknown Clone Wars-esque kind of thing. It's going to run until it stops, and it stops too early, so we got to make extra blah, blah, blah.
And that's the weird thing with the streaming services now. Everything's like a mini series now. It's not like, okay, this is a new show, it's going to be on for years. No, this is a limited series where it's only going to be on for the 1 or 2 seasons. Yeah, it's like,
yeah, you can
make a show.
You can do that, and then you get the Clone War, which I didn't have a problem with, but then you get the Clone War Rebels filler episodes. Oh, nothing happened. That one was just filler. Back in the day when we watched whatever episodic TV we watched, there were filler because there were 22 episodes or whatever in a season, all fall and into the spring. So yeah, there were some that moved the story along. What's Mulder and Scully? X-Files. There were some that moved the story along, and then there were other ones that were just standalone story about whatever they were doing that had nothing with the big overarching arc. Well, it seems this generation, or it's that, would you say, Ryan, the attention span of people, they just, whatever, I want the story. I don't want to, I don't want all this filler. I'm like, I kind of enjoyed I don't have a problem with the filler, let's say.
Some of my favorite Clone Wars episodes were the ones that were just like filler, quote unquote. I like watching that.
They're enjoyable as much as the ones that actually move the bigger story along. But it costs. I get it. It costs money to make those. You're on a streaming service where your attention spans. You come in, like you say, you have a short little season or a long movie, an expanded movie. Movie's usually 2 hours, and this is 8 episodes. They're not even an hour each, so it's 6 hours worth of content maybe. So the Maul's season 1 is a long movie or two. Anyway, it's an expanded storytelling. It's the new way of things, and it's not necessarily a problem at all. It's just for those of us that have experienced other storytelling, yeah, it's different. It's weird. It's wait, why does it have to be this way now? Well, apparently that's how streaming, that's the content. They can make it quick to see if it catches on, to then you don't have to sign off for a whole season's worth.
Yeah, because if it was like Clone Wars, where I knew we were going to get like 20 episodes, and they're going to be like 20 some minutes each, I'd have no problem at all with spending some time with the police officer's family and all that stuff, because I know this is just, it's a side story and this is a long season. But when we got 10 episodes and you spend time that's not really pushing the direct,
and there's competition, right? There's other things where the entire stuff drops all at once, so you can see the whole story in one weekend. And it was just like, well, I want to do that with the Star Wars. I don't want to have to see about this cop's family, blah blah. Watching it week to week kind of thing. But it's just different. I'm so glad they don't drop Star Wars. I hope they never get to that point. Just dropping it all at once. I truly, maybe it's an older generation type of thing. I do appreciate the sort of getting the opportunity to ruminate on it, to rewatch it, to think about it, to discuss it with friends, to discuss what I saw, to discuss what's coming up, because all of that's lost if you. And
it's not even a spoiler thing, because I hate that now. There's this connotation with it's Star Wars, so there's going to be some big reveal happen in this episode. Oh, let's see what happens. It doesn't have to be that, and so far the show hasn't been that, which is fine. Because that's kind of been the whole thing. We're like, oh, what's going to happen at the end of this episode? This person's going to show. That's not what Star Wars is supposed to be. It's just telling you a good story. So it doesn't. I don't need those revelations every couple episodes or something like that. So I mean, I like that the story is it's telling a tale and it's explaining some stuff, and it's getting there.
These first two I don't want to say they had that that type of moment, but the first two, it seems like that's their MO maybe, because the first two ended not on a cliffhanger, but ended on you wanting more. The first one, she's like, I think the last word is Maul, that she realizes it's Maul.
Yeah.
And that one ended. The second one, doesn't she escape? And it sort of ended on her escaping, realizing she's free. Is she going to, back in the day when we'd have episodic TV, we would talk about that at the water cooler, the playground, lunchroom, wherever you could talk about it. Kind of, she escaped the prison. Is she going to run back to her master? I bet she's going to stick with Maul. She wants to stay. You could have that back and forth kind of discussion, and it seems like they're building it that way, which is cool. Because the first episode, oh my, that's Maul. We would have all known.
But neither of those are I'm your father moment. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Right. I don't think they're going to be able to have that. They don't need to have that. The series maybe could stand to have an interesting, oh my, wow type of moment, but yeah, each episode you can't.
Yeah.
And to your point, Ricky, that Star Wars isn't that. It has that when the story warrants it,
movie.
but it doesn't have to have that for everything doesn't have to have that type of thing. But if there's one, or if there's the ability to have it, when it has it, it's like, oh, that's the poetry, or oh, that's a rhyme.
I think it's usually now exists. It's like, if a certain character pops up, then that's going to be the thing everyone's putting online, So, but yeah, I guess it is. I looked at it. I guess it is 10 episodes and 2 each week. So yeah, nice little chunk of 40 minutes of 45, 50 minutes of Star Wars each week until May 4th.
New Star Wars storytelling on the big screen or on screen. So I'm always a huge fan of that. So yep, we'll be looking forward to watching it and looking forward to getting together with the Senate and discussing what happens next.
Definitely.
Well, by the time we have another episode, I suppose it will be over, won't it?
It'll be over. Maybe.
Unless we have the Chris beforehand. But yeah.
The last episode's May the 4th.
Yeah, touche. The way we get together, we might be talking about the whole series as a whole, but maybe something revelatory does happen, and it forces a emergency Senate session of sorts.
So
Anyway.
predictions by the finale. I think Darth Vader's going to show up. That's my thing. He's
Yeah,
not
let's
going
go
to.
with
In this, I don't think we're going to, but I kind of hope not. But
He's going to kill Devin, and Maul's going to get away.
No, because what would
that's what I
season
think
2 be
too.
about? What would
I
season
think,
2 be about? If
Needing a new
he's
apprentice.
Yeah, him trying to rebuild and do Crimson Dawn stuff.
Ooh, then that's a
Yeah,
rehash of
this-
season 1 all over again. I think you got to build upon. I think season 1's gonna. Okay, my prediction: season 1's gonna end on she's leaning on which way to go, being Maul's apprentice or sticking with the good side
Maybe.
and
She fights her master.
and has to fight her master or do something, save her master or save Maul or whatever kind of thing. And what is she gonna do? And we'll speculate on that all until the next time it comes.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
think
now
that's my prediction.
Yeah.
I guess since it is going to get 20 episodes instead of 10 now, I guess I could change that to like the finale is going to have Vader.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Wait, you're saying-
if there definitely is more than one season, I would hang off on the death of the apprentice for a little while because she's going to be a
That's
big character.
True.
Yeah. I think. Darn it! I forgot what I was going to say. What are we talking about?
Lost.
We're talking
No.
about Star Wars.
Oh well, yeah. No, I forgot. I'm gone. I remember afterwards. That's something really important to say. But dumb my metal circuits.
You had a question. You had a quiz question for us.
Well, no, I didn't actually, but I did kind of already
Okay.
ask you them as bits and bobs at the start, didn't I?
Yeah. Well, just the
yeah.
titles.
Yes, and the timestamp sort of thing. Oh yeah, I was saying no Darth Vader. That's what I was saying. I was saying no Darth Vader. I think he needs a break for a bit for the main stuff.
I think Donnie Marie can show up.
Yeah, so
Maybe-
yeah, Donnie could show up as.
I think she might choose the dark side at the end of the first season. If there's more than one season, which you say there definitely is, then she might finally choose the dark side at the end of the season, type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, she could kill her master accidentally or purpose, on purpose, or not do something
kill
really
Maul.
bad.
Oh no, kill the other man. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna kill Maul again, and he's gonna chop
Yeah,
his
that
arm
would be a
off.
surprise, wouldn't it? That would be a surprise if Maul was chopped in half again.
Yeah.
So
Maul taking it
okay,
out
he
again.
got robot
Jeez.
legs. He had the spider legs, right? And then he ended up.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was saying if this show came out in the 70s, we could have used to have these long seasons, and at the end of every episode, things would reset for the next episode, wouldn't they? Everything would be resolved at the end of the episode. And the next episode, there'd be like the previous episode never happened. They never reference anything, ever from it again, like Lost in Space, Land of the Giants, and all that kind of stuff. And you could have Maul every week. It won't be like it'd be like him trying to find an apprentice every week, and it comes so close to finding a new apprentice, and then something will go wrong, and then it'd be like that's the end of the episode. Then next week, Maul's on trying to find another apprentice. I know, it just came into my head that there could be
I could see
in the
that.
70s. That's what will happen. Cheap budgets and resets. The reset
Then
button. They used to
Han Solo
annoy me at
show
the
up.
time. It used to really annoy me at the time when he was watching these things and they just reset, and nobody would ever mention that last week, X, Y, Z happened.
But I never grew up watching the Flintstones and thinking, what's the overall plot of this?
No. I'm not talking about the Flintstones, though, am I? I'm talking about, I'm talking about
Just
the
the TV show.
No, Magnum
sci-fi
PI,
series.
He didn't get out of the cockpit duty car. You're right that those types of things were buttoned up, and it's just you had to remember But yeah, why did we suspend? Well, I guess we didn't have others to talk about, right? Why did we so easily suspend belief or otherwise put up with that? But that's how all the shows were. We didn't know any
Knight
better.
Rider was just
and-
a new episode every week. It was just a new thing that Knight Rider was doing, that day.
Yeah, and and sometimes there was a two-parter, a to be continued. You were excited, a cliffhanger. You had to watch it, or a season ender. So that was how we were born and raised, or that's how we were bred to see things, and wanted more out of our storytelling, perhaps to not necessarily have to be
isn't it?
part of
The A-Team is basically the same thing every episode.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
come
they were
out and help
buttoned up.
someone, and then they get into some sort of trouble. They'll be trapped in somewhere, and then they come out and beat everybody up and stuff. And there'll be all these gunshots and beating up stuff. Not 1 ounce of blood anywhere. I never noticed that at the time. Just subsequent reruns, I was thinking, "What's no blood anywhere? Are they doing this? Is that happening?"
They could have put
It
blood on
worked.
TV.
We were entertained by it, but again, I think we didn't have any sort of comparison aspect to it. Whereas this day and age, you have streaming services, you have the
Well,
things that can make up the stories.
Like He-Man never punched anybody; he just threw them around. There was limited violence on TV.
Yeah, everybody's all right, weren't they? Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, we'll say goodbyes then. I think we've got. Any AOBs on the agenda? Anything we've got to say? Or
I think me and Ryan just need to do a whole Star Wars Outlaws episode.
Yes, I think so.
We'll get to that.
Oh wait,
And
I
Vampire
forgot to
Jedi.
add. I forgot to add to my bit of Star Warsing roundtable. I too own Outlaws.
Yeesh.
That was it. That you guys
Physical
had played it
copy?
or wrapped it up and did it, and I was going to add that I own it. That's the extent of my
There's
Outlaws.
some great stuff with like Hondo and great stuff.
We'll have to do something that we should do that to discuss it because I'll have 6 million questions about it too. So, but yep, not today.
Yeah, that'd be a good
Not
one
this
since you own the
session.
game and you're never gonna play it. Like just to know what happens in the game.
That'll get me to play it. Yeah.
That's like actually for Steam. I bought a Star Wars game on Steam years ago, and I've never played it either. There's no surprise. I don't think there's actually any chance of me ever playing it. I think it was like what one is it? It was reduced to like hardly anything. I'm just loading up Steam here a minute. I'm like thinking,
I did start playing the Old Republic again, the MMO.
Oh, the Old Republic. That's what it's it. That's one I brought. Star Wars: The Old Republic on Steam.
You don't have to buy that one. You? I thought it was free to play.
I bought it in July 2020. Apparently, haven't played it yet.
Maybe that's when I bought it. Maybe because I had it for free. It's the multiplayer game, right? You make a character and you walk around and do all kinds of stuff.
I have no idea. Not press play yet.
Or is it one of the war games ones where you have to have a fleet and do all that stuff? I have tons of those ones.
Right. Okay. We done. Done.
Probably.
Done. Okay.
Good talk.
So
okay. Well, I got a lot to rewatch. Maul. I got to watch Mando. That's coming up soon. I got to study for Star Wars. Like they're picking up into high gear now. This is Star Wars season.
Mandalorian. I got to restart that.
Yeah, you gotta watch Mando.
Yeah.
I
need to watch
movie
more
coming
Mando
up in a short order. It's a great Star Wars year for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and probably a my possible return to the cinema after 20 years.
I was about to say, are you going, Stephen? You're going to go
He's
to
gonna
the
go
theater?
and take a picture.
I am seriously considering it. I won't be going on the night because I don't go anywhere in the evening, but I might go at the weekend in the afternoon or something.
Grogu's gonna be like so tall on the big screen. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to be scared because everything's going to be so big. As long as there's nobody eating popcorn near me, I'm going to.
What if they show Frog Lady and she's like has her whole like scene and she's like gigantic?
Frog Lady, I've forgotten her. Oh, I miss her.
The armor.
Yeah, she's like armor. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's about 50 days away or so, isn't it? I can't remember now.
Yeah, it's like a month, almost.
Right, okay. Right, so we've reached the end of the show, folks, and I can't find my script, so we're just going to say goodbye from Ryan.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye from Ricky.
Bye-bye.
And goodbye from Ron.
Cheers. Stay safe, everyone. Good stuff, you guys.
Goodbye from the 3 R's, and it's goodbye from me. May the Force be with you always.
May the Force be with you.
Go switch off.
I am the Senate.
Be sure to follow us online. We're at Facebook at PSW Senate. Join our PSW Star Wars Facebook group. We we all are in there interacting. You can find us on Twitter at PSW Senate, on Instagram we're at PSW Senate Podcast, and on TikTok we're at PSW Senate Podcast. We look forward to hearing from you.
The Force will be with you, always.